Come have a productive art day with me. I've said it before, and I will say it again. I believe that every good day starts with sketching. I wanted to sketch these two paintings that I found while reading an old book. I can't remember the name, but it was about Victorian painters, specifically painters from Europe. I found two paintings that I really liked in there, and I wanted to sketch a little bit of the figures in them, just for some practice. This is the painting, by the way. In the painting that I'm sketching right now, I chose the figure of this woman because I was really interested in the folds of her dress, the drape of the fabric. Just the movement in it makes the static pose seem so fluid, and I really wanted to try drawing it. In this one part that I picked out as well, the drape of the fabric is so loose, and then it's juxtaposed by that really nice angular legs of the chair that she's sitting on. Stuff like that is really good compositionally, and I really want to try and include it in some of my own paintings. Moving on to the second sketch now. This painting is about the fall of Icarus. Here's a picture of the painting. I did a bit of research about this painting as well, and it turns out that the artist painted the wings based off of a bird of paradise. I think the wings are so beautiful, and the way the gradient frames the figure of Icarus is so wonderful. Honestly, I think paintings of Greek mythology are very overdone at this point. I mean, Greek mythology has been used in so many art movements, like during the Renaissance, the Baroque period, Romanticism movement, and this painting is old as well. But people are constantly rediscovering these stories in Greek art and Greek sculpture, so I doubt they will ever truly go out of style. Saying this though, a lot of the stories are so well known that they can very accurately convey messages in a painting. Honestly, I believe that the story, it has to be changed or subverted somehow to, mean anything new, convey anything interesting, make any important art at this point. I know that I'm a little bit of a hater, but I love Greek mythology and its intersection with art. Honestly, I could talk about it for a long, long time. But moving on, I decided to clean my desk and sort out my stuff a little bit. I got a bit distracted and decided to clean my desk. It hasn't been that long since I cleaned it last, but it always tends to get messy really quickly. I work on projects and then I forget to put things away afterwards. I think this is a pretty universal experience, but it bothers me when I don't have enough room for stuff like my paint palette, my laptop, and things like that. So I basically just started by organizing and putting all the small things away. And then taking everything off of my desk and wiping it all down. I promise it's not really messy or anything, but there's a bunch of dried paint pieces that I scraped off my palette and somehow ended up on my desk, so I had to wipe those little pieces off. Then it was finally time for a nice deep clean. I just used an all-purpose spray and a paper towel to clean off some of the stains like pencil marks and marker smudges. You can still see a lot of marks on my desk. That's because in a lot of places the wood is damaged, and it also has stains like oil paint that just won't come off. I've had this desk for many years and have always used it for art stuff. This is kind of just how a painting surface is going to look. And here I am scraping the paint off my desk with a paint scraper. It didn't really damage my desk at all, but if you like your desk, probably don't take a paint scraper to it. I'm putting everything back now. These paints need to stand up because they're broken, and I don't know, does anyone find that the Opus brand paint caps break really often? It happens to me all the time and it's so annoying. I need to stand them all up. Also, I promise I need everything in that pile of books. With cleaning my desk, I wanted to stick these postcards back up on my wall because they had fallen down earlier. I had been using green tape before and I wanted to use that like sticky blue tack, so I hope they last. My camera fell. There's my little art corner now. I just had this canvas a while back, so now I need to sand it. I had to replace my sandpaper halfway, as you can see. The one I was using was really old. It's covered in gesso. I want to get a sanding block, but I don't have one right now, so sanding is really annoying and it kind of hurts my hands. My pants are covered in dust. We're at the part where I decided to make cookies, and I was like, yes, I'll film this. I got it all set up. I was putting out my ingredients. I swear I filmed this. All the part of me baking got lost. But this was the setup. These are not cooked, so I'm gonna put them in the oven for maybe 5 more minutes. This happened last time with the recipe. Another thing about this recipe is I always make the cookies like giant. Maybe if they're a bit smaller, they would cook better. If you make like 12 cookies instead of 6. Even though I did a bunch of sketching, I've decided to do another picture from my camera roll, from my digital camera. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of going into this with no plan at all. I just really want to paint right now, so just gonna go for randomly. I need to do an underpainting, so I'll start with that. And it's like a forest scene, so I'm probably gonna go with like a blue or a green. It's kind of a big picture, and I just wanted to crop it kind of like that. I thought it was a more interesting composition, just like looking at all the branches and stuff like that. I love the little like pops of color with the sunlight against the branches. I have a piece of plastic for my palette. It's a piece of Duralar that I've had for probably like a year. I don't want to put acrylic paint on my oil palette, so that's why I always use this one. I'm going to use red for my underpainting color. I thought it would be a really good contrast against all these bright pops of green that are going to be on there. Here's my second cup of tea and a cup of water for painting. Okay, you already know the drill. My palette is fresh out of the freezer. All this paint here, these are all from old paintings. So I'm gonna scrape everything off and then start again. All these colors up here should still be wet. I'm just gonna scrape this part off. My palette is clean now, so I'm gonna start mixing my colors. I know I said I'm like cleaning my palette, and it's totally not clean. This is just me getting basically like the wet paint off. It takes me like a really long time to fully clean my palette, and I just don't want to do that right now. I hope you can still see the colors though. The painting that I'm doing, there isn't really like a huge range of color, so I don't think I'm gonna have to mix very many colors. Look at my poor little tube of blue paint. I'm gonna be so sad when this runs out. finally gonna start painting now. I think I'm going to work this area here. I'm kind of weird because I only like painting in an area that's still wet. I hate painting if the paint is dry and I have to go over it. Like, I cannot blend when the paint is dry. So to avoid the paint drying, I usually section the painting into little portions and then paint like one portion at a time, which is why I'm like fully rendering one corner right now. I know this is a little bit odd. I don't really see anyone else do this. I know it's a little bit strange. My phone ran out of storage, so I think I skipped a little, but should be good for the rest of the video. I love how much sky is in this painting that I'm doing. I really love the lightness of it. And in this part, there's a lot of like tree branches and stuff like that I have to paint around. But I'm really excited with how it's going to turn out. My favorite part of the painting is always the highlights at the end. It seems like the colors kind of come alive after that part. So I love watching the end of this. Yay! With the painting finished, I am off to wash some dishes now. Very exciting. My chores are done. My painting has been painted. I'm going to make dinner now. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video.